Hey guys, it's Jessica from craftingandstamping.blogspot.com, and holy cow, my Cricut is loud. I wanted to share a project with you today using the Artbooking Cartridge. I am trying to, sorry, I was drinking my coffee. I am trying to finish a Deco Mesh Wreath that I made last year that I never finished, and I just put off to the side and said, you know what, I'll deal with it next year. Hopefully I'll have time, blah, blah, blah. And it's next year, and I didn't really have the time, but I am forcing myself to finish today. I do have a bunch of other projects that I wanted to work on to show you guys, but believe it or not, actually, both of the other projects that I want to do are wreaths. So I say, you know what, I'm just going to get this wreath done, and we're going to move on. So I am using the Artbooking Cartridge, and I am printing out from page 55 the Trick or Treat. Can you see that on my finger? Okay, don't mind my fingers. They're all inked up from doing a bunch of projects this weekend. You know, that ink never comes off right away. But anyway, so I am doing the Trick or Treat there. And what I did was I actually went into the onto my Gypsy to see how big I could print this out, because I knew I measured. Here, let me show you the wreath first. Okay, now the wreath is just a regular Deco Mesh Wreath. I wish you could see this. Can't really see it too well. All I did was get one of those wooden, they like actually feel like wood wreaths from the dollar store, and I got orange ribbon, and I don't know if you can see through. You see the orange ribbon through? I wrapped it all the way around the ribbon, on the way around the wreath, and then I did the black Deco Mesh on the outside of the wreath, and then I took orange Deco Mesh after I was done the black and wrapped it on the inside. So now I have this giant hole in the center that I'm trying to fill. So what I did was I measured this, that you can't see what I'm doing. There's no room. I measured here the difference between this side to this side with the Deco Mesh in it, and I came up with about 9.5 inches. So what I did was I played around on my Cricut with the word Trick or Treat, on my Gypsy rather, till I got it to, let's see, where is my Gypsy? What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. Until I got it to get to the width that I wanted it to. So let me show you. Can you see how it's there? So all I did was I always attempt to make it be a amount that I can, like a number, like in quarter increments. So like either 15 and a quarter, 15 and a half, 15 and 3/4, or 60. It's got to be in a quarter increment, so that way people that don't have a Gypsy, but everybody has access to the craft room. But anyway, if you don't have a Gypsy or you don't want to go in the craft room, you can just do it with the Artbooking Cartridge and the Cricut. So anyway, this wound up being, because remember, everything in Artbooking is a relative size to each other. So I could have just hit the real dial size on, but I didn't really feel like doing that, because I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to jack something up one day, and I'm not in the mood to deal with that. So I got Trick or Treat to be a 15. I found out if I put my dial to 15 inches, it will cut out as big as I wanted it to. So I just got done doing the third one. Now here's my logic for why I printed 3 of these at 15 inches, 3 Trick or Treats, because this is going to be hanging on my front door. Now, where we live, I swear it's like a wind tunnel. So if someone doesn't shut my front door all the way, my door is going to blow open, blow open, blow open. And I want, even though cardstock it can be relatively sturdy depending on how much glue you put on it, I want this to be super sturdy, so that way if someone does leave my screen door open, it will not affect my wreath, because then I'm going to be really upset. So I cut this out, the Trick or Treat out, 3 times in the same color cardstock, which I think it's either Sunflower, which I believe is a retired color, or Sunset. I don't think it's Sunset, only because I used the Sunset ink to, give it some dimension. And it's like super dark. Like usually, like if you use the same color with your cardstock, you can notice a subtle difference. This one is not very subtle. It's like, you can definitely tell that I used ink on it, but that's okay. So what I did was, hold on, sorry, I'm trying to make room. I have no room in my craft area right now. I should show you what my craft room looks like. You're gonna die. Okay, so what I did was I just took a piece of computer paper and laid that down on my mat because I didn't want my mat to get all messed up. And then all I did was get a sponge dauber and my Sunset ink, and I took the sponge dauber, dipped it in my ink like this, if you've never done this before, and just went all, oops, you can't even see what I'm doing. Goodness, I don't know, let's go down a little bit, there we go. And I just inked all over my edges. So I just kept putting it in the ink, going over the edges, and I did that with a sponge dauber. So I did that already for the whole, come on, ink close. I did that already for the whole one word. So now this is all inked up and ready to go. And I actually like, it looks like dirty, like, you know, like Halloween, I don't know, scary, dirty, you know, you get it, like crazy. So what I am going to do is I'm going to glue all of these together to make it be a little more sturdy and to make it almost look like a piece of wood, or like, you know, to give it the thicker effect. So what I want to do is I would either, what did I say? I think we should use the Crystal Effects because I think that's really going to hold. I mean, not the Crystal Effects, what am I saying? The liquid glass. But I kind of want it to dry fast, and this might take just a little while to dry, but that's okay. You know what? We're just going to use it because this I know is it's going to hold it up like super sturdy, and that's ultimately my goal. I want this to be sturdy, so if it's got to wait a little bit longer to dry, big deal. It's not the end of the world, Jess. So yeah, guys, so use the liquid glass. This is the best stuff to use. And I'm sorry, this is probably going to wind up being a little bit longer of a video than I had intended. But I haven't done one all weekend because I've been so busy doing stuff with my sister-in-law. Oopsie. It's a good thing I printed 3 of these suckers. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to line them up. Make them sit directly on top of each other. And that turned out really well. Oh yeah, you definitely want to use the liquid glass because already I can feel like it's going to dry solid. Like, see how the top already doesn't want to be as flimsy as it already was? Okay. So now we flipped it over, did it backwards the first time. This time we want to actually be able to see the word trick or treat so that way we can get our piece that we already inked up on here. Because we want the inked up one to be the front that everybody sees on our wreath, right? And let's see. I'm almost done this one. Actually, this is drying a lot quicker than when I used it last week. Probably because I put globs and globs on, whatever the heck I was doing. But this dried relatively quick, so, or it's drying relatively quick, so let's not mess around and let's get this right on. That looks great. Okay, so we have this, oops, there we go, all ready to get, there we go, to get glued onto our wreath. But I would like some other decorations. So what I did was, I already have my paper loaded. I have a sheet of gypsy. And I'm going to cut, I put a bunch of the words that were in the art booking, like for Halloween, that were in the Artbooking cartridge into my gypsy. And if you don't have a gypsy, it's totally fine. They're all at 9.5 inches, okay? I just wanted it so that it was easy for me to just go on and cut and go, because I'm going to want to do two well, I might do a third cut of this too. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see once we get there. So here's all the cuts I'm going to do. And we are going, they're all already in there. And like I said, if you click on them, you can see it's 9.5. Oh gosh, can you even see that? I didn't realize that. It's 9.5 inches. So anyway, I did the Halloween, Boo, Fright, Spooky, the other Boo, Beware, and Halloween. And all of these cuts can be found between pages 54 and 70 and 71. That's all they're the 3 pages that you're going to find these cuts. So I'm going to go ahead and get these started to cut. So my mat's already loaded. I'm going to hit OK. Hit OK. And go. So while this sucker's cutting, my second sheet of all the words that I had put on my gypsy and had set to cut at 9.5 inches. Don't change it to real dial size. Keep it exactly as it is with the Artbooking cartridge, okay? So if this did not, this video did not link over, there is another video where I talked about doing all this. This would be part 2. I think I'm going to be able to link it, but we'll see. But right now all I'm doing is going through, and like I said, I'm just adding, some gypsy ink to the bottom, or to the top of my words, because remember I cut out multiple layers, so that way it gets a little bit thicker. And because it's not as big, I decided I am only, these words are nowhere near as big as a trick or treat. I am only going to do 2 layers, because I think 2 is good. The bigger you go, the more layers you want, but I think 2 is good for the smaller words. But all I'm doing is, like I said, adding some added dimension to this by adding some ink to all my edges. See how cute they are looking? See? Ooh, super close. Can't really tell. We'll have to get them all when we're done. But that's all I'm doing. Once I'm all done doing this, I'm going to get them all glued to my wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video or come back or be making a third video. I'm not entirely sure how it's all going to work out yet, because I've never played with the photo editing software or the video editing software. So anyhow, I shall be back soon. Bye. But now all I'm doing is adding some more of the liquid glass to the back of all my other words that I made. That way I can adhere them together. And then these are all ready for the wreath. And I think it's going to look super cute. It might be a little biased though, because I'm the one that's making it, but we'll see. Just be careful when you line up your words. I want them to be like exact on each other. Oops. Because a lot of these ones that I chose have some curly Q letters. It's a little difficult to line them up, but I think I did a pretty good job there. I did decide, I told you guys that I did the one big Halloween. I like the one actually better. That looks a little more spooky, I guess you could say. Kind of almost reminds me of the letters from, gosh, Happy Haunts or something. It was an old Cricut cartridge that I had. And I actually liked that, that font better to use for my wreath. So I'm saving actually the Boo and the other Halloween for a different project that I just was thinking about while I was inking these up. Because, now that it's time for Halloween, and this is my hubby's favorite time of year, I am allowed to decorate with any of my stuff as long as it is spooky and scary. And I actually saw my sister-in-law do this. She loves Pinterest, and once I got her, it took her forever. She was like, I think the last person in the world to discover Pinterest. I love you, Cobb. I think you were. And now that she's on it, she loves it. And she found this super cute idea with bats. And we have a bet on this cartridge, and I'm going to run with the idea that she had. And that's probably going to be the next video before I do the next wreath, because the next wreath video, I have to make sure I know how to edit software first, because it's going to be a lot of stopping, going, stopping, going, stopping, going. So I have to figure out the editing before I can do anything else. But look at that. Yeah, these definitely feel like, wow, already as it's drying. Whoops. Did I not get that to stick? There we go. Yeah, see this Halloween, I decided to go with that one as opposed to, oops, this one. I'm going to use that one for a different project, but anyway. This liquid glass is no joke. This stuff sticks. This is like a really good, like if you're doing any of the 3D projects, like honestly I would say like anything in Artiste, you need to use this for sure. So, we got that. Okay, so now all of these are done. Now it is going to be time to get my wreath together and glue these all on. So, I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. I have everything on. This is the way I want everything to be lined up. Let's get this thing out of the way. Okay, so here is the wreath. Now all I'm going to do is use some hot glue and get my words on the way that I want them to be on. And that's going to be it. Should be simple, super easy. Let's see how it works out. Hopefully good and easy. Lord knows nothing ever seems to be easy for me. We'll give it a whirl though and see. And just be careful because you're using hot glue on a Deco Mesh Wreath, and as you can see through it, which means you can feel through it. So take advice from me, be easy when you put this on. Okay, just go take your time. Okay. Don't be touching it all crazy like. Okay. Oopsie, already I burned myself. Just gotta be careful. I'm trying to eye up just where I see that this will fit. I'm not trying to put too much glue on it. I think the hot glue will keep it on. Oh my god, that was hot. If I need to add some more, I'm sure I can go around and add it. So the SPM came on. Okay. And don't worry about the strings, okay? Oopsie. Oops. Don't worry about the strings because we'll take our heat tool and we'll just heat them up. It's no big deal. Okay, now for Halloween, I'm going to go all across this with my glue gun. Yikes. Yeah, that's definitely getting hot. I just totally missed my finger there. I mean, totally missed the letter there and went right across my finger. That is a warm double. is hot. And it's on my finger. Okay, so trick or treat now. This is going to be the hard part. Try not to take it out of view from you. And in the same sense, my cord will only go so far. Figure. I need another glue stick. I have one somewhere. Bear with me, guys. One quick second. Need glue stopped. Here we go. Okay. So let's try this again. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Come on. What you may have to do is move. Sorry, I'm going to just kind of go off camera here for a second, I think, because I'm trying to not get my glue to dry. I need it to stay liquidy, and I'm not trying to burn myself. Huh. Jesus, this stuff dries quick. Oh, there it goes. I beat it at its own game. Woo! That was hot. That was hot on my finger. Huh. You know what? I have these suckers. Well, I should be using them. Let's get them on, shall we? There we go. In here. Ah, why did I put this on this finger? Should have kept it on the other finger. Okay. I think we are on now. Yay! You know what? I'm going to do hot glue one more spot. Okay, I think we are good. Let's see our wreath. Oops, get a little closer. And that's our wreath. Look how cute it looks. Oh, I can't wait to go hang it up outside. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed today. Hopefully this wound up being a painless video. I don't know. We're going to see how many times I have to upload it. I'm going to just take my heat tool and get rid of all these little pieces and whatnot. But that's it. Hope to catch you crafting and stamping. Oh, wait. Don't forget to check out my website, www.craftingandstamping.ctmh.com, to purchase your supplies like the Artbooking cartridge that we used today, and www.craftingandstamping.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.